Like as a league boomer, you know, I gotta take a look at this. All right, the story of Regi 2.0.
In 2018, Andy
Oh, look at Dan
Reginald
Din.
Was
look
on
at Dan Din in
top
that
of the
Lambo.
world. He was the CEO of the
Hey,
most valuable
league boomers,
team in esports.
get in the
Business
truck.
was booming.
Get in the bus. We're going on a field trip.
Cleaning up.
We're going on a field trip down memory lane.
Out of his way to take care
if you recognize the name Dan Din, get on the bus.
But in 5 short years, it all came tumbling down.
And North America, put your hands together for your final world's representative, Clutch Gaming!
Up to me, like for example, no one wants to pick up Dart. That's not like fault.
And it wasn't just the team.
True.
Accusations of toxicity.
Have you seen that guy's public image? True and real.
So many players cry. So many players.
Oh, I remember this.
Actually. So I was just saying.
It was like what, TSM Unplugged or something, or TSM like Stories or Chronicles or something. They had so many documentaries and like so many reality like
we have made the tough decision
content that they filmed
of transitioning to another tier 1 region.
How did the man who took over esports
they said
fall this far?
We out.
I'm sick of somebody who's basically just a bully getting away with it because it's in everyone's best interest to not get in his way.
In 2018, League of Legends esports implemented.
Guys, before we get started, can I just say something really quick? Can I just show you guys something really quick before we get started? Bro, me and Reginald, we go way back, bro. Way back. I can't even tell you what year this is because it's so in such a long time ago, man. But this was before, like, this was even before the documentaries came out. This was like when regionals was still only in North America. Like, this was a very long time. Look at the chairs, bro. Like, look at the chairs. You can even tell by the production value here, all right? You can see that in the production value, like the chairs in the corner of Reginald here, they're just like stackable, like, you know, hallway, your typical, like, I don't know, school assembly chairs. They're not even like the seatings that you have, like the arena seatings that you have like in today's League Pro scene. This was a long time ago, bro. This is back when even before like all the bullying stuff came out, all the Dyrus clip, the X Special clip, all that stuff. That was way before. This was way before any of that. So just a little look into my past as a league boomer, you guys.
Franchising model that eliminated relegation and saw teams in Europe and North America sign long-term deals with Riot Games. This change aimed to lean into the esports progression as one of the world's most popular multiplayer games, and the accompanying wave of investment that started to surge in the mid to late 2010s.
I don't necessarily think that franchising is the key, but if there was no franchising, then I would want to see a more stable and a better challenger scene. A huge issue is the revenue opportunities for the teams.
You may have heard that we got accepted into the NALCS franchise. It's going to impact our organization and change things in so many positive ways.
TSM was so popular that random chants could break out at any event for no reason, whether or not they were playing.
Dude, those chants felt good. Being in the crowd and chanting that, especially back in the day, ooh, really got the blood pumping. Felt good.
Surely not a TSM chant.
Hopefully not.
It just rolls off the tongue, dude.
The biggest reason TSM had become popular over the years was their domestic dominance. They were always a shoe-in to make LCS.
This was my favorite iteration. This was my favorite iteration of TSM. It was like double Bio, Sven, fucking Bjergsen, and Hanser.
Added plenty of banners to the LCS.
That was my favorite iteration.
This competitive excellence was a founding principle and clearly linked to
close second favorite iteration was like the OG TSM, like back when it was like Bay Life TSM, and it was like Dyrus, the Odd One, Regi, X Special, and like it was either like Chaos or Wild Turtle, like that era of TSM. So funny.
Founder
Before
and
all the
CEO
bullying stuff
Reginald's
and all the
own
mean
drive
shit
to
came
compete
out,
for
all the
international
toxic shit
glory.
came out.
Between 2013 and 2017, the org won at least one split per year in the LCS.
They were so
They won
dominant.
both in 2017 for a total of 6 during that time.
6 championships and 10 splits. They have never missed a final. They have never missed Worlds. And they are once again your North American champion.
Boom. Chance it, baby.
Regi had always been outspoken and unapologetic about his drive and his
Yeah,
goals.
I like how
And
he
even
goes
after
to
he
work
relinquished
and
his
sits
spot
down
on the
in
roster
not an
before the
office chair, but
2014
a
season,
sponsored
Regi
gamer
remained
chair.
a prominent part of the org for years.
Good
He was
product
still the
placement.
founder and CEO. He was still involved in the team's day-to-day, and even as the first generation of TSM names slipped into the past, Regi's was always front and center.
My veterans.
He was also a prolific shitposter and trash talker, and sometimes an outspoken critic of Riot. The fact that TSM continued to earn LCS banners after he stopped playing seemed to reinforce the idea that Regi was TSM, and that TSM was what it was because of Regi's guidance. But it wasn't Regi who brought the org to its highest
was there.
highs on the Rift.
I was there.
Instead, it was the player who eventually
I was in that
replaced
crowd.
him, Bjergsen.
I came over with the mentality that I'm nobody.
Loco
and
Doco.
Especially feeling
Dude,
like
Loco Doco. What a
I came over with the mentality that
what an infamous League of Legends name. Loco Doco. There's some crazy lore behind him too. I think the craziest one was, and I can't confirm this myself, but back in the day, I guess he like ended stream, or like he finished up stream, but he forgot to end stream, and then he started wanking it. That was like that was back when Twitch was like the wild west, man. That was when they were just acquired or just bought, like they just made the switch from like Justin to Twitch, and like, man, that was like some old wild west, like ancient Twitch times, man. Oh, how things have changed. Actually, no, people still do like really out of pocket shit on Twitch, and they get banned for like 2 days.
I'm nobody, and especially filling Reginald's shoes, I really need to prove myself, and I really need to work my ass off.
They played the same position, but were very different people outside of the game. Bjergsen was quieter at first, but his results spoke.
You mean everybody loved
Just being
Bjergsen
really young,
and
I
nobody
didn't
liked
have
Reginald?
A strong sense of really who I was or what I was expecting around me.
Especially in the later years of TSM.
Hype I actually got. I mean, Bjergsen's just crushing everyone mid. He's
Ooh, CLG double lift.
He has the damage. He has the victory.
Good times, man.
The Danish mid laner was peerless in the LCS, and during the TSM,
Getting a lot of Sunday lore right now. Dude, you don't even know the half of it, man. You don't even know the half of it. Like, your boy has been in the content creation space for longer than you know. It's just I've like died, and like a phoenix, I've risen from the ashes, you know. It's kind of crazy.
Bjergsen years, fans got a lot of what they wanted, at least domestically. More than any other player after
Bjergsen
Regi,
was so good.
Bjergsen was tied to the TSM name. He became a part owner of the org in 2020, and he
That
was a
beard
bright
is-
spot
that
even
beard
when
is
TSM
vicious.
later hit low points. Bjergsen recorded a remarkable final split as a player for TSM, earning first All-Pro team honors and 7 MVPs during the group stage as TSM rallied late in 2020. But Bjergsen's time as a critical TSM player came to an end after that year.
This was
when he
so
became
sad.
the team's new coach.
It probably comes as a shock to a lot of you guys.
But then didn't he just end up coming back too?
I especially don't want it to seem like this is a sudden reaction to our poor Worlds run. It's something I've been thinking about for a long time, and especially in this last year. I almost even committed to the change in between spring and summer, but I really wanted to have a good season before becoming a coach.
Bjergsen had been the backbone of this team since he took over from Reginald. He had seen the organization's highest highs and lowest lows. Between Regi's
Is
vision,
he still like
the
a
org's
part
competitive
owner?
performance, and Bjergsen's role as the face of the team,
Oh, damn,
TSM
Wild
had
Turtle.
long been
That's crazy.
the most important org in the LCS. But that was about to change. TSM's domestic record and high profile with fans meant that the organization had no issues attracting investment, though it had never sought much from outside investors. And with the league franchising model looming, they were able to secure a funding round that included $25 million from Bessemer Venture Partners. That deal reached a total of $37 million, even including NBA superstar Stephen Curry as an investor.
Damn.
The reported cost of the franchise spot for existing teams was $10 million, but the rest of that money would help to secure TSM's future. In 2019, Regi told ESPN Esports that TSM's parent company Swift had purchased the Blitz Esports app and branding. Blitz was previously an esports news website, but the company laid off the content team and then shopped the in-game overlay app for a new owner. According to a Forbes report, by late 2020, the app accounted for fully half of the company's $45 million revenue. It seemed as if TSM
a lot of money
had all
talk.
the elements they needed to secure
A lot of
their
money
LCS
talk that I don't
future,
even
but
understand, to be
cracks
honest.
were already starting to form. After the league franchised in 2018, TSM had their worst ever season and failed to make Worlds both that year and the next. TSM's competitive
This was like
centered
the
not even
TSM that I
guaranteed
don't
domestically.
recognize.
Even when the
like
team
around
managed
this time.
one more LCS title in 2020, the buzz was killed almost instantly at Worlds, where they failed to win even a single group stage game.
It's never going to feel good to be a first seed in a group like this and come out 0-6.
Like you're mentioning, it was a very hard group.
As things clearly went awry for the league team, Regi stepped in, as he had in the past, to offer his opinion on what was happening in-game.
Mental resilience and really like understanding from every single player perspective.
Oh, Lust Boy! Oh, dude. Lust Boy, another veteran. Crazy.
To know like how you can help your teammates and also to know what you can do to get back in the game is super important.
Did Bro get a perm?
Anything to you guys, but I think that in terms of play, it was a huge step up compared to.
Wait, was this like the psychologist, like the therapist that they hired onto TSM? I remember it was like a huge thing in the pro scene at one point. Like it was like a trend that everyone was hopping on, where like every single team had like a psychologist or a therapist to help like to help everybody stop fucking raging at each other. Is that still a thing? Is that what this person is?
Game and even what we showed in scrims.
We have new faces in the house recently.
Poncer.
Andy, Reginald comes over sometimes to, just be there, have presence. He has some good knowledge about the game, he has good points, and he has good ideas, and he's, a smart person about the game.
We're in the middle of playoffs in 2020, and like Andy, like Regi, our CEO, wants to just randomly come in and start like being the coach in the middle of playoffs. So like we're doing a review and like me and Soren are like talking about and then all of a sudden I hear Andy pipe up. He's like, okay, can we go do this? And I'm like, oh my God. Cause I'm like upset that we lost this scrim, and I like I want to go over something else. And then Andy's like, can we go over here? And I'm like, oh my God. And then Andy goes, wait, what'd you just say? And then the room goes quiet, and Soren says he's the ultimate bailout. He's like, "Oh, me and Peter were just discussing something else, and you caught a mid-sentence. What was that, Andy?"
Good old Bjergsen uses TF ult to get double lift the fuck out of there.
Top of that, even TSM roster changes, which now had a real sense of urgency, were not immune to controversy. When the team brought back former AD carry Doublelift in
oh man, the
2020,
COVID
he
times.
was dating Lena Zhu, TSM's president and Regi's ex-girlfriend.
Dude, this was such a funny plot twist to like, especially like league people who have been following the scene for a while. This is such a crazy plot twist, because like Doublelift always seemed like, ever since like his CLG days, always seemed like the eternal like rival of TSM, right? That's just how I saw it, like as a fan, as a viewer. I always saw Doublelift as like this eternal rival to like TSM as a whole, right? Probably because he was like the best player on CLG. He was like the flagship CLG player, right? And then like Lena has been by Regi's side since like the beginning of like the pro league days. Like they end up breaking up sometime later on, and then Doublelift starts dating Lena, and I'm just like, what is this? What timeline are we in right now?
People accuse Doublelift.
Yeah, while she's the fucking president of TSM.
A potential conflict of interest given his tumultuous spring split with Team Liquid, and Regi was forced to weigh in on Reddit, saying that Lena had no decision-making authority over the LCS team.
I think what's permeating Reddit and Twitter and stuff is like, oh, this is so inappropriate. He has a relationship with Lena. Like, there was poaching. Oh my god. Like, there's a conspiracy. Yeah, me and Lena are in a relationship.
Which is
no,
wild.
She didn't poach me. No, I didn't intentionally ruin my reputation. I didn't intentionally sabotage my team and my own performance. And literally not even make playoffs because I wanted out of the team.
You guys know what I'm gonna say.
Just for the record, like Riot
Imagine
is
like
doing-
your eternal rival just steals your girl and then starts playing as the best, like either the best or the second best player on your team, tied for first, honestly. Because when him and Bjergsen were on a team together, magic. Also, unrelated, but look at Baby Main over here. Holy shit. This seems like so long ago, but Pokimane looks so different. That's crazy. No hate to Pokimane. I am a Pokimane. I am a Pokimane fan through and through. But just saying, man, she looks like a fucking fetus right here. She looks young here.
investigation over before the trade was approved.
I know this guy, Fed, he's been practically like persona non grata in all spaces of the content creation space.
Actually, there was actually a chance that it wasn't going to be approved depending on what they find in the investigation.
But 2020 brought another PR challenge. Lena was overheard in May on Double Lift's stream talking about the apparently low interest in Dardoch, who had been benched when Spica arrived before summer.
Up to me, like for example, no one wants to pick up Dardoch. That's not my fault.
Though Lena
Yeah, that isn't
apologized and
Lena's
said it
fault.
wasn't
I
intentional,
agree.
It represented another
Dude,
potential
even
money
me,
deal
who
for
was
Regi,
just
and a
casually
frankly
watching the
difficult
NAC,
situation for the
even
former
I knew
jungler who later
about
revealed to
Dardoch's
Invent
fucking
Global he hadn't
public
received a
reputation.
personal apology from
I
Lena.
don't blame the
It was apparently
organizations for
Regi
not
who
wanting to pick him up.
apologized.
What?
Still, amid the competitive tumult for the league team and multiple
Wow, look at old Valorant, you guys. Wait, that's crazy. Look at old Valorant and the UI.
TSM continued their expansion. They entered Valorant
So
in
fucking ugly.
as that game seemed poised to carve out its own niche. They diversified too, adding Hikaru Nakamura, the American chess grandmaster, as chess.
Dude, they
also
should have picked up Tyler
exploded in
1
popularity
for chess.
during the pandemic.
One thing I've really wanted to do
Because
is whomever I represent.
no one really cares about like Hikaru playing chess anymore. Everyone just either wants to watch like the hot girls playing chess or fucking Tyler 1 playing chess or XQC.
Try to bring home titles, bring home trophies, and I feel that my best opportunities to do that will be at TSM.
Making changes and spending money had brought the league team back to relevance in 2020, so TSM doubled down on it the next year. They spent a record $6 million over 2 years to recruit Sword Art, a support player who had started in the LMS but crossed to China's LPL and helped his team Suning reach the
This was
grand
the bit of
finals at
TSM lore
Worlds
that I
2020.
missed. Like,
It
I
was
think
an
I fell out of
eye-popping
league
sum for an imported support
around
player
this
who would
time.
end up playing alongside AD carry Lost, an untested rookie. But that hadn't always been the plan, as Double Lift revealed later that year.
They told me that Sword Art was confirmed, and I got really excited. And then I guess the negotiations were going really bad at a certain point.
Guys, do I roll it? Do I open another one? Let me just I'm just flexing at this point, but do I open up another one? Let me I'm just going to do it for shits and giggles. So me and Double Lift, we go way back. Back in the day. Your boy and Double Lift, you know. Man. I'm just flexing at this
And
point.
they told me, actually, it fell through. It's not going to work. I did not want to play with someone who I couldn't talk to.
Some crazy
It
lore
just-
back in the day.
It's just miserable, guys. That's it. And so when they came to me and asked me about if I would be committed with Palette, I told them no.
Ultimately, these bets did not pay off. The league team was a huge question mark again, and 2020 looked more like
My biggest regret in life is never getting a picture with Bjergsen at any event. Shame on me.
fluke than the beginning of a comeback. Off the Rift, TSM continued making record-breaking moves. An unbelievable $210 million naming rights deal saw TSM become TSM.
Bro was really into LOL. Dog, I was at every regional event, like every event that I could possibly attend, I was. And you know that I was like always at the league floor. Even if there was like other shit going on, I would spend the whole entire event on the league side, on the league floor, talking to rioters, fucking trying to take pictures with pros and shit.
FTX for 5 years. In the press release, Regi gushed about
LOL
the
helped me
CEO, Sam
become the person that I am
the love
today.
was seemingly mutual.
Just
They're the biggest name in Western esports. They have been for
just
a
a
while.
degenerate,
They've been, you know, the best
goblin,
in a broad number of different
vile
games.
human being.
And I think one thing that I came to appreciate as I
I
got
have
more with
I
them
have LOL to
is
thank for
they're
that.
just really genuine, and you know, they weren't someone who just paid a lot of money to become the biggest and best
Oh,
team.
dude,
It's
crypto?
fine. No, nothing against
Yeah,
that.
this is when they made the change into a
You know, they've built a really
into crypto. I still remember the Reginald Twitter profile picture. It was
investors, probably because
it was one of the
fans were
monkey
still very
pics.
much engaged with the org
Ironic
even during
because
this
there were a lot of
volatility.
jokes
And
about
outside
Reginald
league,
back in the day.
Some bets were finally
Hello,
starting to
banana.
land. In Apex Legends, the org had managed to find and retain an incredibly talented roster.
Oh, man,
centered
I should
around the
pull that one up.
unapologetically vocal Imperial Howl. The TSM Rainbow Six Siege team won the Six Invitational in 2022, though TSM decided to withdraw from Siege in early 2023. Leffen was also still bringing the organization big wins in top-level Melee and other fighting games. He brought
was
home
Leffen at
Evo
Evo
titles
this
in
year?
Melee in 2018 and Guilty Gear Strive in 2023. Tweak continued to represent the org in high-level Ultimate 2. TSM was still a household name. Fans still seemed excited about the future, and TSM chants were still ever present. By securing these top rosters in other esports, the org's future was no longer just in the hands of Riot Games.
Damn, look at all those
Unbeknownst to
wings.
Regi,
Those look
Riot
good.
Games were about to reshape the team's legacy, and allegations about his own past behavior would be the catalyst.
If I get big enough, you guys, when I get big enough, I'll do my
this
own
edit. Now, time for a
Hot
quick
Ones challenge.
Hey,
You guys
have
can
you
ask me
started cutting the
questions.
Cash App ads
Very
in the Story of
invasive
Tens
questions.
Not yet. I downloaded Cash App because I read the script earlier, and it turns out it is pretty cool.
Of course it's cool.
Ad time.
They're
Go pee.
literally paying
Go get
us
your
to say
water.
that.
Yeah, but did you know that if you direct deposit at least $300 a month in paychecks, you unlock high yield savings? It's almost like my money's worth more.
Yes, I know. I'm the one who wrote the ad, the one you're supposed to be editing. What are
Yes,
you doing
I know.
right now?
That's how interest
Oh,
works.
well, with up to 4.5% interest on my savings, I'm actually using some of that extra money towards upgrading my gaming rig.
Dude, your deadline
Was
is
that
today.
Tens
Stop
in the
buying
background?
things and edit the ad.
Wait, I thought
It
this was
is
due
the
next
story
year. There's
of
no way I can
Tyson
finish this.
Tens.
Honestly,
No.
Seb, that's a you problem.
Wait.
Sounds like you won't be needing these.
Imagine having your whole government name just plastered all over the internet. That's kind
Gotta
of
be
crazy.
Kidding me? What else could go wrong today? Oh no.
In late 2021, things again boiled over with Doublelift, now a streamer for TSM. He explained in an explosive admission on stream that he hated TSM because of Regi, and that he had tried to return to
I
the
remember
roster after
this.
Sword Art had been
This
pulled
was when
from
it
the
all
roster.
started.
Honestly,
This
I
was
fucking
like
hate TSM because
the snowball that
mostly
caused
because
the
of Andy.
avalanche.
I called Andy and told him, yeah, Sword still wants to play with me, and I would love to, you know, continue to play for the org. And Andy literally said no because he's got too much of an ego.
Boom.
We split him on TSM, we win, and still like get treated like that. It's just disgusting. It would be a
There it is.
personal pleasure of mine to see TSM never win anything again.
Regi
Ooh,
didn't take this line
scathing.
and instead offered an entire post on the team's subreddit with his own
I remember this. And then he ended up suing Doublelift. Whatever
He
happened with
wasn't
that?
the only person making the decision. That Doublelift's attitude and disposition presented challenges for any team. That while he didn't hold any ill will towards him, the two parties would part ways. But it didn't stop there. Lena explained on the TSM Discord that she felt both sides were being irrational and that she tried to calm the situation down. Doublelift continued the issue the next day, claiming his problem was actually more with Regi.
Wait. I
accusing
wanted
him
to
of
rewind that really quick. Sorry. Lena, I don't envy your position. Yeah, my BF and my ex getting into a fight, Lamau.
both sides were being irrational. and
Well,
she tried to calm the situation down.
funny how that
Doublelift
turns out,
continued
isn't
the
it?
issue the next day, claiming his problem was actually more with Regi and accusing him of essentially bullying his staff.
I'm sick of somebody who's basically just a bully getting away with it because it's in everyone's best interest to not get in his way. Just go out and ask people, guys. Go out and ask like Sven and Mithy how it was to work with this guy.
I mean, that's
When
how
say that
business
I, like,
works.
hey, I hate TSM. I actually
I'm sure Elon Musk. I'm sure Jeff Bezos. I'm sure like all of the big CEOs. I've met Dan Clancy. I think he's pretty cool, but like I'm sure like probably like 70 to 80, probably 90% of CEOs are, you know, unbearable, like vile, intolerable people. But they get results. They get money. And if you guys notice, when did TSM really start, like the allegations started coming up and like their public image really started tanking? It was when TSM started losing. Everyone was okay back in the day when Reginald was a bully because they were winning. But the moment that they started losing, and they started losing a lot, that's when everyone was like, hey, this guy's a dick and he doesn't bring home trophies? Get him the fuck out of here.
I shouldn't have said that. It's hard for me to support the org because at the top is a f***ing bully. He's just an egomaniac.
You can be a bully.
He made
You can be a very
so
successful
many players
bully.
cry. I don't want to name them actually.
But you gotta get
because
results.
I feel like it's not my story to tell. So I would just say that he made a lot of.
That's how the
players
world
cry.
works.
You would be very f***ing surprised. Legit mental breakdown because of how badly.
Look at any
they
content
were
creator
getting
right now.
berated, how badly they were just getting verbally
That
assaulted.
makes their brand off
One
of
day,
controversy.
the issue had gone from an argument to an accusation. Lena left TSM later that month.
What do they have in
Meanwhile,
common?
The league community pulled up
They all
old
get
videos
results.
that featured exchanges between Regi and
Logan Paul does a fucking 360 720 backflip into a helix pivot off the top rope in WWE. Everyone forgets that he filmed a dude hanging himself. Everybody.
former players like Dyrus, Xpecial, and Wild Turtle. Exchanges that seem to have taken on some new
Like I
relevance
said,
in an
you gotta get
uncertain
results,
moment
man.
for Team Solo Mid.
Are you arguing just to argue with me?
This was so fucking awkward, dude. These two are arguing about Wild Turtle's performance while he's right there in the car, unable to even utter a simple like word. He's just like so uncomfortable. And this was back when like, you know, league players are still to this day like socially unadjusted weirdos, but this was back when like it was like first like publicized, or like this is the first like time that any like league players were like being super prolific or anything. And so you got these like unadjusted socially like weird human beings, and like this kid just gets put in the most awkward position of his life, and it's forever on the internet and recorded in the fucking, what's it called, the Hall of Cringe.
It feels like you're just trying to put it all on Turtle.
No, I'm not putting it all on Turtle.
He can't even utter a single word. He just has to sit there taking it and overhearing this.
Okay, he really up.
Okay, yeah, I know that, but
so
to say the only
why are you
He
arguing
looks
with
so
me about it?
uncomfortable.
It's so true though.
At this point, Regi really seemed to
Oh
take a
man,
step
league
back,
players are something
making
else,
fewer
man.
public
League players
appearances
are something
and
else.
statements generally. Because TSM had been Regi's creation, though, the shift was noticeable. The beginning of 2022 brought shocking news. A Wired report by Cecilia D'Anastasio revealed the existence of both investigations and quoted unnamed sources who said TSM
And what was happening in
dominated by a culture
2022?
of fear. Central to these accusations
could bet you-
were Regi's alleged verbal exchanges.
I could
with
bet you one
employees.
thing.
Regi responded that
TSM
he
was
knew his
losing.
tone was sometimes too harsh, and that he would cooperate with the investigations and work to implement any recommendations. He'd also spend far less time in the spotlight from this moment on.
You can be a-
Meanwhile,
you
the
can
league
be a
team tried
loser.
Something new. They imported two Chinese
can be a
players,
bully.
Shinyi and Kaido, to join Huni and Spica.
can't
while they
be
signed
both if you wanna
Tactical
be
as AD
successful.
carry. But according to Spica's retelling, they immediately hit a rough patch when, during week 2, Shen Yi locked in Rel and was unapologetic about the controversial choice.
TSM might be doing that. TSM is doing this. Is Lulu roaming top?
bro just-
So they
choice.
Pick his
TSM might
nose?
be doing that. TSM is doing this. Is Lulu roaming top? So they
On
are
face
actually
cam?
trying to pull a
Just
little
like
bit.
that?
Last one is Rel coming through here for Shen Yi. It is going
Must've
to be
been,
smite
for good
top,
luck.
almost guaranteed.
Pre-game
We're
ritual.
back in the office, and we're like, okay, next time if you lock in your champions, can you like, you know, talk with the team so we can like, you know, we can make a decision together, and then if you really feel strong about whatever champion, just say it, like, you know, we're fine with that, right? He disagrees, and he was like, no, like I'm on the support, I'm gonna lock in whatever I want, you know, like whatever I think is the
Whoa.
best.
Mhm.
And then
I did not
turn
know
back
this.
and I hear loud noises, you know, and I was like, oh, yo, we made shit up, you know, we like having fun, you know, like we're like joking around type. Apparently, they were fist fighting, like almost fist fighting. SxndayGG just called Chowie, like, he just told him, yo, I got no respect for you, you're a coach, like, you know, blah, 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 blah. And they were really close, you know, like.
Bro, this is actually a really good tactic by TSM, because what makes a bully look better? You place him in the same room as an even bigger bully. you got Reginald out here in the office being verbally abusive, and then you bring in SxndayGG, who's being physically abusive in the office, and that just overshadows Reginald. Boom, the investigation is over. Reginald is back in everyone's good graces.
Though the conflict wasn't public at the time, SxndayGG was benched after the game, but the changes to the roster didn't make a difference in their competitive hopes as they limped to the org's worst ever seasonal record, 5-13 in spring. Not a single TSM player made it to
That's what I'm
any
saying,
of the
bro.
all-pro
They started
rosters
losing
in either season. In May, the Washington Post published an in-depth
People
report
don't
that
want to
cited
watch a
unnamed
piece of shit
sources
and a
within the
loser.
TSM organization that
They want to
painted
watch
a
a piece of
picture
shit who's
culture
successful.
of fear. It also quoted
Who
Anthony
wins.
Barnes, who worked on the Blitz side of the business. It seemed the alleged conduct wasn't limited to the esports team. Barnes called TSM one of the worst companies he'd ever worked for. Around the same time, Doublelift confirmed that TSM was attempting to sue him for disparagement.
Oh yeah.
Andy can he can ruin anyone's life that he wants, right? Because he's so rich. It's like if I spend $2 million on legal fees and he spends $2 million on
Whatever
legal
happened
fees,
to this? This is
my life
2021.
is over and his life is the exact same.
3 years
Then,
later,
in
whatever
July,
happened to this, you
Wyatt
guys?
announced a $75,000
I'm genuinely
fine against
curious
Regi after concluding their
if this ever went
investigation.
anywhere,
The
or if
TSM
the lawsuit
founder
ever
and
went
CEO
anywhere.
would also serve a 2-year probation period. TSM's own investigation simply concluded that Regi had done nothing illegal. It was a shockingly bad year for TSM and Regi, but the end of the year offered no.
Dude, I
refuge
don't
for the
recognize
faithful,
any
as
of these
FTX
players
went
except for
bust,
Spica.
And Bankman-Fried was indicted and eventually convicted on fraud charges. Both
Oh, look
TSM
at
and
that.
Riot Games
Crypto,
terminated their
the
deals, which were frankly
crypto
already
frauds.
The team's Twitter statement said that they would be fine even without the money. TSM also seemed
Man, whoever
uninterested
would have
in some
thought.
of the previous expansion to which they had committed. Both Hikaru Nakamura and Cutie Cinderella announced they were no longer part of TSM late in 2020.
Honestly, good for them.
But TSM wasn't,
especially for Cutie, because her career trajectory has just gone since TSM, right?
Given everything else happening in the org and leaked messages that seemed to show a budget approach to the LCS roster moving forward, fans weren't sure what to expect from TSM's league team. Regi had hinted at updates on the team back in November, but delayed the news to May amidst downvotes from the community. When the announcement finally came, it wasn't just a somber moment. It was the end of an era.
I know the community has been waiting for an update, and we want to be transparent with you guys. We have made the tough decision to start the process of transitioning to another Tier 1 region. This may feel sudden, but to be honest,
That's not the end of the era. That's not an end of an era. That's the end of the fucking team.
We'll reignite our hunger to doing whatever it takes to win a world championship.
Some fans saw this
I think it is a gross overestimation of TSM fans' loyalty to say that they would follow TSM into another region. You have to change your fucking sleep schedule just to watch these games.
Chance for a new beginning, and started to speculate which region might fit TSM best. But over the next year, as the LCS team missed playoffs both splits, that hope
Ooh,
faded
and
into
then
disillusionment.
Double
One veteran
and
returned at the
Bjergsen
very
both
end
got
of
to
TSM's
fucking
LCS.
put TSM in the
Wild Throw
dirt.
Black Jacket one last time
Ooh.
when he was promoted.
You
from
can't, you
TSM
can't, you
Academy.
couldn't
He
even
said the
write that
experience was
sort of a
different
script,
from
you
those
guys.
early years when he played with Regi.
I think it was just good times. Like we showed up every day to practice. Granted, we had some pretty bad practice weeks, but you know we always try to keep the mood a little light and you know try to have fun while we're there.
Yeah, it helps when, you know, I don't have people talking about me right in front of me, you know, in the van while I hold like a half-eaten sandwich in my hand.
The end of the season, the TSM LCS
I can't get
team
over that. It's just
played
so
its
funny.
Final game in the league. Fans then waited to hear what would be next, and they had to wait until 2024 to hear anything. In a January post, the official TSM account, not Regi, confirmed that there was still a plan, this time pointing to the end of the year. But a month later, more TSM issues became public. The team's longtime social media coordinator, TSM Dunk, tweeted that he had been laid off and that TSM had only 9 employees remaining. The
Boom.
fan base didn't take it well, and the subreddit has become increasingly fatalistic in the salty margins between Imperial Hal and Leffen.
That's crazy that
The beating
Dunk had
heart of Team
fans.
Solo Mid was always
That's how
the main roster,
deep
and
it
that's gone
ran.
now. Given
for
the current
TSM
climate
fans.
in esports, it's hard to see the org forking over the money
Toast.
required to get into the LCK or LPL. Franchising didn't really work out. The FTX deal was ultimately
Hot
an
take, but
illusion. And short
franchising
of that
pretty much
2020
killed
season,
the
there wasn't
the
much to
league
get
scene.
excited about for the league team after 2017. TSM still
I
exists
felt like
as
League
an
was so much
org.
more
It
enjoyable
even recently
pre-franchise.
expanded into Overwatch. Before that, they entered CS2, although it is not clear yet that this team is top 20, much less top 10 material. But increasingly, it feels like they no longer exist as the org that Regi founded, the one that put all those bangers in the LCS Challenge rafters. Regi undoubtedly owns the path that the org has taken. No one can predict everything perfectly, but even Regi admitted that he was too harsh with his employees. And it's not
TSM
hard to
versus
imagine
Moscow
futures
5,
where
that
a
era
different
went
approach
so
could
hard.
have changed some things. How TSM's legacy is affected
When
by
Regi
those
called them a
things is
Russian boy
something its
band,
fans will
ooh,
decide.
they didn't
And
take that
whether
one
it
sitting
can be the
down.
new one is still up to Reginald.
Oh man, that was entertaining. That honestly,
Hey
it's
guys, thanks so much to every one of you who has been tuning in to watch this brand new season of The Story Of presented by Cash App. It's because of partners like Cash App that we're able to bring you bigger and
I'll
better
wait until
content
after the
every
ad,
year.
out of
And with their
respect
help,
for
we've
the
been able to
for
make
the
this
content.
season of Story Of better than ever. So if you got a second, do us a favor and fill out the quick survey down in the comments below. It takes a couple of minutes and helps us a ton to keep making content like The Story Of. See you next Saturday for the next episode.
Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring the notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit us up on our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
I should do that at the end of my videos. Put in a little plug about my Twitter and yada yada and my subscription or whatever. That'd probably help my growth a lot. I'm just too fucking lazy. But dude, it's so fun like being a league boomer and going down memory lane like that. Like, hey, shout outs to anyone who like has the same like the fond memories that I do, that we share as like a very specific population of League of Legends players and like League of Legends like what's it called? Content enjoyers. Like back in the day, man, like TSM, and it wasn't even just the pro scene, but like the content creation scene too, TSM, CLG, and then you had like, you know, obviously had like Sky Williams and like Lily Pichu, who's, I mean, still active to this day, but like back then, dude, like League was just like life changing for so many different people. So, including mine. I would have never become the deranged, vile human being that I am today if it wasn't for a League. So, hey, shout outs to Riot. Thank you for permanently changing me for life.